Coming up on Fulton Today, strategies to increase safety and decrease crime for shoppers and retailers in South Fulton. We'll explain. And the county's first responders talk about their plan to keep all citizens safe. Fulton Today starts right now. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis Rucker. The Fulton County District Attorney, along with Atlanta and Fulton Police, joined forces with the business community to help these business owners protect their investment. Now, the help comes after a string of burglaries and thefts in the South Fulton area. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega has our story.
The legal and law enforcement officials came together for a retail and safety seminar in South Fulton County. However, all the officers said this burglary and theft issue is not unique to South Fulton, but it's rather happening in all of the cities. This is just one of the many retail break-ins that law enforcement officers say happen in and around the metro Atlanta area all too often. Brazen robbers who take scores of inventory, no matter if the cameras are rolling or not.
And when they get those younger kids, their specialty is not only selling drugs, stealing cars, but it's retail theft.
During the retail safety seminar, Atlanta Police, along with Fulton Police, shared with retailers from the Camp Creek corridor that this type of criminal activity is being committed by younger and younger defendants. The Fulton County District Attorney, who sponsored the forum, agreed.
We've had a lot of reports of burglaries, some unfortunate robberies, and the kind of other things you expect, just thefts. But it has gotten to the point that we thought that it was a good idea to come and provide some information for the merchants, to listen to them, and that's our main purpose, to listen to them so that we could all work together.
The shops in the Camp Creek Marketplace off of Camp Creek Parkway have seen its share of theft over the years. Loss prevention experts say that retailers also have a responsibility to protect their investments by taking the necessary safety steps to make it harder for criminals to steal their inventory. From surveillance cameras to product placement, officers say there is a way to curb the inventory loss. And with law enforcement agencies partnering with each other and with retailers, officers say the chances of catching the criminals increases significantly.
You can't do one without the other. It's one of those old sayings, the right hand needs to know what the left hand is doing. None of us work inside of a vacuum.
We want people to know that they've got a partner downtown. We want them to be able to call us. We want to create programs together, and we want to work on our partnership because we think that's the only way that our crime problems are going to be greatly reduced.
The district attorney's office says that many of these crimes are committed by young men who have joined gangs. He says that in his office alone, gang prosecutions have increased over 2,000%, and many of those crimes are thefts and break-ins. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Priscilla Ortega.
Thank you very much. Meanwhile, the head of Fulton's first responders offers safety strategies for his troops, all with the purpose of protecting the people they serve. Fire Chief Larry Few addressed his department during his Chiefs Forum. The department covers 106 miles in the unincorporated parts of the county, and there are 10 fire stations and more than 170 full-time personnel. Now, in May, the department is expecting 3 new fire engines to add to its safety fleet.
We talked about a variety of topics here. This is the first of 3 Fire Chiefs Forums that I will be having for fire personnel. And it basically talks about, where we are in our budget. I think it's important because it gives them an idea on some of the key or current issues that are occurring today, and to give them an opportunity to voice their concerns and talk to me about some problems and solutions to those problems. So it's always good for us to have that type of dialogue.
Fulton County firefighters handle emergency medical service, technical rescues, fire inspections, and code enforcement, along with hazardous materials response and fire investigations. The department also provides fire education and community emergency response training. Each year, hundreds of citizens become victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. And this year, as a part of the National Crime Victims' Rights Week, Fulton's Solicitor General, along with the Marshal's Department and the District Attorney's Office, all plan to work together and address the issues for both victims and survivors. Now, Amanda Blanchard is with the Fulton County Solicitor General's Office. Amanda, welcome back to Fulton Today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's talk about this National Crime Victims' Rights Week. Exactly what is it and how did it all get started?
So National Crime Victims' Rights Week started many years ago, and we honor crime victims every year and also bring awareness to crime victims' rights and services. This year, we're really focusing on reaching out to folks in our community who maybe feel isolated or invisible from the criminal justice system or from the traditional helping agencies in our community.
And I understand you all will host a Survivor's Goods Drive. Tell us all about that.
So our Survivor Goods Drive, we have partnered with the Fulton County District Attorney's Office and the Fulton County Marshal's Department. And we're going to be collecting hygiene items for the domestic violence shelter here in Fulton County, Partnership Against Domestic Violence, and also the Grady Rape Crisis Center. So we're asking folks to donate items that might be helpful for those two populations.
And Amanda, what types of donations are needed?
We're looking for hand soaps, bar soaps, antibacterial devices such as the hand sanitizers. We're also looking for shampoo, conditioner, laundry detergent, cleaning supplies, things that folks will need who are sometimes leaving their home in a hurry with nothing but the clothes on their back. For the Rape Crisis Center, we're looking for the small travel size or hotel size shampoo, conditioner, toothbrushes, toothpaste, also mouthwash. And if folks want to donate new sweatpants or t-shirts, then that would be helpful for the Rape Crisis Center as well.
And finally, Amanda, is there a limited time to drop off the donations, and where should those donations be dropped off?
We're collecting items throughout Victims' Rights Week, beginning on that Monday, April the 11th, all the way through Friday, April 15th. And folks can deliver their items to the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, which is on the 3rd floor of 136 Pryor Street, or the Fulton County Solicitor's Office on the 3rd floor of 160 Pryor Street, or at the Fulton County Marshal's Department on the 1st floor of 160 Pryor Street throughout that week.
All right, Amanda Blanchard with the Fulton County Solicitor General's Office. Always great to see you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Now again, the Solicitor General and the District Attorney's Office, along with the Marshal's Department, will honor victims of crimes with a number of events throughout the month. Here's the contact information if you want to get involved. Fulton's election officials are trying to make sure that voters have all the information that they need to cast their ballot in the May primary election. Now, for new voters, the registration deadline is April 26th.
Citizens have a number of options of where they can register to vote. Either online, they can go to any of the 3 offices that we have, any of the city halls, or to the libraries.
There will be Saturday voting on May 14th.
Citizens can vote early at any of the 24 locations. We encourage voters to vote early because it's convenient for the voters. They can pick the time and the place where they want to vote.
Remember, on Election Day, you must vote at your assigned location. For more information, you can contact the Department of Registration and Elections. Fulton County's sheriff's deputies are gearing up to give kids a day they will not soon forget. They are hosting a bicycle safety rodeo for children ages 6 to 14 at Juvenile Court on April 9th. The rodeo is funded through a grant from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. In addition to being just plain old fun, the rodeo will help the young riders learn the rules of the road and other safety measures and surprises.
Every child that comes to the rodeo will receive a helmet, a bicycle safety helmet, and we will also be giving away bicycles and prize drawings. And we also plan to have some celebrity appearances there.
Again, the Bicycle Safety Rodeo is Saturday, April 9th at the Fulton County Juvenile Court campus. Registration starts at 10 a.m. You can also register by calling 404-612-5138 or go online to fultonsheriff.net. And still to come, partners in the fight against HIV and AIDS have an important meeting at the Fulton County Government Headquarters. We'll tell you what it was about in our district-by-district coverage next. Fulton gathers its stakeholders in the fight against HIV and AIDS, and seniors get some free help filing their taxes. Here's this week's district-by-district coverage. We begin with Chairman John Eves and the half-day strategy session entitled Connecting the Dots, HIV and AIDS. The at-large commissioner convened the workshop at the County Center for Health and Rehabilitation to bring together health providers, experts, and community organizers. The mission? To come up with a plan to address Fulton's high rate of HIV and AIDS.
A lot of monies are being put into HIV/AIDS awareness and treatment and services. And we want to work with the partners in our community to make sure that we're collaborating and coordinating our services.
Now, we will have much more on this strategy session later in our show. In District 4, seniors get assistance with filing their taxes. Volunteers from AARP set up shop at the Harriet G. Darnell Senior Multipurpose Facility to offer the help. The tax aid representatives file 1040 and 1040 EZ tax returns.
AARP offers the service as a service to the community. It's totally free to all clients. It's regardless of age. It used to be restricted to seniors and relatively low-income people, but not any longer.
The process was excellent, very excellent. I feel like my preparer was very knowledgeable, and as a matter of fact, he gave me some information that I never knew that I could use in preparing my taxes. So I'm very thankful for that.
AARP tax aid representatives were on site every Monday since February to offer the free assistance. This service was the final session for this tax season. District 5 Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. will kick off this year's District Dialogues Community Forums next week. The first meeting will be held on April 5th at the new Metropolitan Library. The meeting will begin at 6 p.m. and end at 7:30. Commissioner Arrington says community input is vital to him doing his job.
I enjoy actually receiving communication and comments and suggestions from residents, because it gives us an opportunity to engage those residents and to reach out to them and to try to help them solve their problems. And so it's a great opportunity, and we're glad to do that.
Now, after next week's meeting at the Metropolitan Library, the series will continue at the East Point Library and then Welcome All Park. To get more details, visit FultonCommission5.com. And finally, in District 6, Fulton County teens take part in a job preparation fair with hopes of landing a summer gig at Turner Field. Commissioner Emma I. Darnell's Task Force on Children and Youth partnered with the My Brothers Keepers Task Force and Juma Ventures to train the kids for interviews.
Today we are very excited to conclude the third installment of opportunities at Juma Ventures for Opportunity Youth ages 18 to 21 in South Fulton. These young people will begin work on April 4th. They will serve at Turner Field Social Enterprise section, and this will be a very life-changing experience for these young people.
So far I've learned how to properly dress for an interview, how to introduce myself when I'm walking into an interview, a firm handshake. Eye contact is important, and a first impression is the most lasting impression.
The job fair was successful, and it was held at the South Fulton Service Center. Over 77 teens were hired through this process. And when we come back, tips to help students have healthier and more productive lives. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. More details now on the HIV and AIDS strategy session that we told you about earlier in the show. Now, this session tackles some of the most challenging issues surrounding HIV. FGTV's Lynn Vaughn has our story.
Recognizing that ending the HIV/AIDS crisis will require collaborative efforts,
I want to thank the HIV/AIDS Task Force.
Board of Commission Chairman John Eves gathered a room full of local leaders and community partners to brainstorm ideas on how to get more people tested and into treatment.
I think that the meeting is a great opportunity for people who don't necessarily work together all the time and talk about HIV all the time to come together to really look at this incredible health urgent issue here for Fulton County.
And so we feel that it's important for persons who are living with the virus to come to these policy meetings and these decision-making meetings and share our impact and our input in terms of what's actually going on with living with the virus and how we feel that it can best be eradicated in the future.
Interim Health Director Dr. David Sarno says progress has been made, but teamwork is vital.
We've already seen a significant increase in our outreach testing, our outreach education, our outreach positivity rate, which in this case is actually a good thing because we're identifying cases that already exist and we're making people aware of their status.
The local strategy for ending the spread of the virus mirrors the national approach, which is to stop the rise of new HIV cases, have a coordinated plan of care, and reduce the stigma many people still attach to HIV and AIDS. The goal is to get new HIV transmissions down to 0. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Lynn Vaughn.
Thank you very much, Lynn. Fulton's Healthy Heart Coalition is taking part in a national program to improve the overall health of our youth. As a part of the Second Decade project, the coalition gathered students from the metro area and health leaders to talk about how to help youth live healthier.
Many times they know that they have to eat healthier, they know that they have to have fitness, but then we actually are the roadmap for making sure that they know exactly what tools are available to them and exactly how we can get this work done together.
The Healthy Heart Coalition is one of 5 organizations chosen to take part in the federally funded program. Coalition members held the event at the Atlanta Food Bank and discussed several topics that impact adolescents. The discussions included how to improve access to health care and walking and bike trails. The students also exercised with a fitness expert who uses little or no equipment to work out. And seniors hit the water for a physical and fun Aqua Volleyball tournament. The Helene Mills Maulers took on the Tiger Sharks from Beulah Baptist Church in a friendly competition. The Mills senior participants say they practice their Aqua Volleyball game 3 times a week. The center's fitness coordinator says the pool is the perfect place for seniors to exercise because it doesn't put excessive pressure on their joints.
The water is always gentle on the muscle groups, and it helps them stay limber, flexible in the pool, and stretching and jumping is not abrasive on their joints, and that's the key.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says just 2.5 hours per week of swimming can decrease the risk of chronic diseases. As for the score, well, the Mills Maulers ended up winning 1 out of 3 games. And congratulations to you all. And when we come back, preserving one of nature's most valuable and precious resources, water. Well, some youngsters learn just how important water is for people, plants, and animals. Fulton County's Water Resources team helped organize the East Point Water Festival at Impact Church. Dozens of 4th grade students from area schools attended the 9th annual event. Children learned about bugs that live in the water, and through a live Skype video, they saw some sea turtles at an animal rescue center in Florida.
We're talking about aquatic macroinvertebrates, which are the bugs that live in the creek. It sounds kind of weird, but it's a lot of fun. The kids love it. We talk about how these bugs tell the story about how healthy the stream is. It's habitat quality and water quality.
Children learned the difference between stormwater and groundwater. They also learned about how to properly dispose of fog, that's fats, oils, and grease. Fulton's Water Resources team has several outreach programs countywide. And finally, children get an important lesson on how to be safe at home with the help of some puppets. The Mumford Safety Tales puppet show had kids excited about learning how to stay safe. Kaiser Permanente's educational theater program put on the show at the Southwest Branch Library. The children learned which objects are safe to touch, like teddy bears, and which ones they should avoid, like hot tea kettles.
Well, we noticed that in our community, we want to make sure that the younger kids out there who aren't getting a lot of stuff coming to them get a chance to not only get live theater, but also get safety messages specifically geared towards them.
The kids also learned what foods are safe to eat by themselves, like fruit, and which ones should be made with an adult present, like a hot dog, because it has to be cooked. Educational puppet shows are just one of the many programs taking place at the library system. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to connect with you online. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, anytime on our YouTube channel. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.